Hi guys, welcome back to Sacred Shifts and how to navigate them. So I saw this little I've had it for a long time. It's on my altar and it ended up falling on the ground, and so I was like cleaning up the space by my dresser and saw it, and it really made me think, like, embracing your authenticity, like, and both sides of you, like, the light and the dark side of you, right? So yeah, but I also wrote notes from like other things. Oh yeah, like light and dark integration. And I also rolled some dice, and I got Venus, Gemini, and the ninth house. And what I got was like loving your expansion, as well as like loving the duality in you, the light and the dark. Just like loving all parts of you, right? Loving yourself in wholeness, like recognizing like that is loving yourself fully, is loving yourself in wholeness with your light and your dark, right? And oh, then I got these charms. So we have the mermaid, grapes, a little cross with Jesus on it, which gave me reach out, 1, 2, 3 on the timer, reach out and touch faith. So I think you are like learning a new, like integrating a new part of spirituality for yourself, or faith, right? And I think this includes like learning to have faith in yourself, right? 1, 4, 3, it means I love you. All right, so we've got the horse as well, which always gives me stability, right? Then a shell and a key, which I have felt like we've been getting a lot of keys because we're being called to like open ourselves up to ourselves, like really fall in love with ourselves, open our hearts to life and ourselves, right? So then I wrote like what each of these things could symbolize, right? A horse, freedom, movement, strength. Key, unlocking love, unlocking the deep wisdom that lies in your heart. Shell, listening to the whispers from the divine, ancient wisdom, memory of creation. Mermaid, dive deep into your emotions, your intuition, and the mystical feminine within. Grapes, abundance, harvest, spiritual nourishment. Cross with Jesus, a reminder to look at that there's no separation, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, from you and the Christ within you, right? Of God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. There's no separation. Like, it's not on you, it's in you, right? I know you probably heard that before. I've heard it from a couple of different people, so I can't really pin it down to one person, but it could have come just from one person, right? And then 2 sides of faith. The one you were taught, and the version you're being invited to experience through experiencing the experience, right? Through being with yourself, through being, right? Right, in faith, by walking in faith, right? By learning to pray or ask for what you need, just like have a conversation with God, with source, with the universe, with Jesus, right? Asking for a hug when you need it, when everything feels like too heavy, being like, I really need a hug. I really need you to lift this weight off of me. It's feeling thick. 3, 4, 5 on the timer. So I think like you're learning how to do this. You're learning how to experience being in your body instead of running from it, right? So you might be letting go of things that are suppressing your emotions, right? Okay, so and then I wrote 9th house. Your spiritual truth is expanding beyond boundaries, expanding beyond fear into something universal, right? Into yourself. And then we've got Venus, approach faith, even your shadows, with gentleness and devotion, not shame. So you're being called to like let go of shame, of like being your freaking biggest bully. And I feel like that's been a big download lately, is like learning to celebrate where you're at, learning to celebrate everything, because we get to experience this beautiful 444. It means you're supported, this beautiful human experience, right? And we can choose, yeah, and you are coming to this knowing, like recognizing like that you are going up the spiral staircase, going up, right? We're not going backwards. But there's a shell in this too. So same thing, yeah, about shells. And I heard universal wisdom, right? That's like, and you're coming out of this place where you're just like always having to fight, or feel like you have to put up a fight, or feel like you're waiting for a fight, right? You're no longer going to have to stand guard. Yeah, because you've got good things coming in, right? And it's from all the hard work you've been putting in, and how much devotion you've had to yourself, to your self-love journey, to your self-discipline, right? Yes. Spirit is rewarding you for all. This is like your answered prayers, right? Spirit's going to be bringing in your flowers. A lot of your manifestations are going to be coming in because you decided to actually work from your heart, to get creative, to be grounded in who you want to be, right? So childlike joy and wonder is yours, boo-boo. And it's because of the work you've done, this emotional mastery, right? It's taming the lion within you again and again, right? It's balancing your masculine and feminine energies. And there may have been a time where you were avoiding transformation, avoiding like this, your emotions, right? You were avoiding them, and it was keeping you unbalanced. But I think that's when you were avoiding transforming. Yeah, and you weren't like singing your own song. And Spirit's like, you gotta let your emotions out. You gotta sing your song. You can't be bottling up your emotions. You can't be suppressing them. But that also helps you find balance, right? And then a lot of people are jealous that you're just doing your own thing. You're in your own bubble. You can't be messed with. And you're seeing yourself clearly now, right? And that's your justice, to see who you want to be clearly and becoming that. Yeah, you've got a lot of good things. And a lot of people want to, like, I heard, get in your head and peck in your head so that you are distracted from this, like, stability you can create, right? So you may be a little cut off from your emotions. So you're being called to, like, let yourself in, right? And don't let anybody else get in your head about where you're going, what you're doing. You're doing just fine. Yeah. And you're not meant to, like, let anybody burden you from singing your own song, right? And I heard we can live simply. Like, we don't have to hold all this baggage. We don't have to hold all of this. We can let it go, right? Yeah. It may have been like, see, I feel like you're being called to, like, get in your own depths, right? Because we had a mermaid there. We got a mermaid here. You're being called to, like, sink into your own depths. Recognize, like, why or what continuously pulls you down, and then let go of that, right? And I heard, let your emotions speak to you. So definitely don't, like, close off to them. And I think you've had a hard time, like, putting this dream out from your heart. You've got a dream planted by you for you, right? And you're having a hard time letting it out because you're scared of, like, pain, of past pain repeating, of people, like, I heard, badgering you, or people being mean to you, or people, like, not approving of this dream. But that doesn't mean that you can't put it out in the world. That's all more reason to put it out into the world, because you never know how inspiring you will be. So you're being called to, like, leave this pain because, like, you have a lot of abundance to enjoy. You have a alignment to enjoy. You have, right? It's about leaving the past in the past, right? And enjoying yourself, right, is what I heard. Because you are meant to build a legacy, right? And I heard you're meant to overcome yourself, right? You're meant to pass down this legacy. A lot of generational wealth, alignment, emotional well-being, because you embody it, right? So you really had to sit with yourself in order to get down to the reasoning why you were letting, like, boredom rule you, or like just expectation, focusing on what you didn't have, and or it not coming the way that you wanted it to, right? As well as like focusing on the past and what, like 10:10 on the timer, what's happening, how it was your fault. Like you were just taking a lot of burden that didn't belong to you, right? And so you were called to like sit home with yourself, and you may be like literally sitting home, being forced to sit by yourself, because sometimes we'll be doing that, so that you can like learn like what attachments are holding me to this state, what childhood patterns are holding me to this place where I'm being ungrateful, where I'm not looking at the light of life, right? Where I'm not reaching out and touching faith when I'm feeling low, right? That's what I wanted to call this reading, is because the little cross with Jesus gave me that, right? And I think we're learning to embrace a new way of being when it comes to faith, right? Like, and the way we were taught may not have been the way, 11:11 on the timer, that we're being called to feel this beautiful human experience, faith, feel faith, instead of like try and logically understand it, right? Because we're getting nowhere doing that. We're being called to like feel it, right? Feel the thing we can't see. That's just like trusting our intuition. You're being called like it's another spiritual initiation. Basically, it's like reach out and touch faith, or feel faith. I should call that reach out and feel faith, or just freaking feel it, right? Like close your eyes, ask for a hug, genuinely sit there and hold yourself. Ask to feel the faith, right? Right. No. I do feel like you're being called to end the war with self, right? We've got light and dark secrets, waves of change, silent shadows, duality, baby. But yeah, that is like the gist of the reading, is like the duality of what you were taught and what you're learning, right? There is no peace without war. I feel like you're being called to end the war with self. And then we've got ascend to the highest vibration of human life. Harmonize your embry. Maybe your name's Embry. Harmonize your energy. Embrace your true being. Embrace yourself. Like what I just said, like hold yourself. I love when Spirit does that, dude. I do. It's my favorite. It says, I'm indifferent, limit, no compassion, disinterested, neutral, emotional distance. So anybody that's like giving off those vibes, you're meant to like, or it's saying that I think you've been upgraded from this for a really long time. 1313. But you are being called to like let go of these people that they're just not emotionally tapped in. They're not tapped into their emotions. They cannot meet you on your level because they are far from it, right? And then we've got the Tempest. Transform, butterfly, fly, baby. So yeah, and you might be very tempting to a lot of people. I felt like X energy all up in your business for a long time. Hazy illusions. These people tried to place hazy illusions over you, so you told them they had to go, or you took yourself from that space, because like you don't want these people that are trying to cast hazy illusions are emotionally not on the same page as you, right? Enchanted cat energy, spiritual energy, mystic power, inner magic, divine force, fortune's protection, and barriers against darkness. Spirit is wanting you to embrace this. I was thinking energetic cat energy, but what I meant was this enchanted cat energy. And like recognize you are this, right? Also recognize like you have the seat of despair, helpless soul, or this could be this other person as well. But this, right? If you see this person and you see this within them, you also hold this energy, right? That's how you can recognize it within this person, right? So you are being called to like sit with that part of yourself that does feel the despair, helpless soul, drowned, selfish, gloom, clueless, fragile, sorrow, rage, fearful, empty. Like, right? You're being called to sit with that part of you and to not deny its existence, right? That's part of duality, is recognizing the dark and the light, right? That's going to bring in a lot of wealth. Wealth is coming. Good luck ahead, right? Shine. All right. Some of mine. Okay, we've got you are burnt out and need to rest. Listen to your body. Okay. Dream a new world into being. Imagine. You can create anything with imagination. If you think about it, everything that exists was first an imagination of somebody. Why so serious? You need to play, create, dance, sing, hum, draw. Capricorn, goat gang. You either have it in your chart or you're dealing with the Capricorn. Release limiting beliefs, childhood conditioning that says you can't because you fucking will. Lust test spicy. Spirit always sends you like the thing you want and then something to test you to see if you have surpassed your most recent test. 16 on the timer. Like, yeah. So I wouldn't give in into any lusty situations. And my ear itched, so that was definitely spirit being like, soft warrior, salt. So you might need a salt bath, or just to soak your feet in some Epsom salt. Soft warrior, your strength is in your softness, not your sharpness. But you know how to use a sword. Release limiting beliefs, childhood conditioning. I think I already read that one. That says you can't, because you fucking will. And mind games. They're trying to fuck with your head. I already pulled a card that said don't let anybody mess with your head, right? That was why, because I picked up on that energy. So, yeah. You're a guide. Use your experiences to help others. And it's like in how you discern things because of the things you've gone through. So I really do feel like you're meant to put yourself out there in some way, shape, or form. They can't be honest with you because they lie to themselves, emotionally unavailable. See, and because you were once emotionally unavailable, you know how to help people to become emotionally available, right? Because you're learning that yourself. And that's the process that I'm feeling you're meant to like share with others. So I've been picking up on that energy. Like we're meant to put ourselves out there. We're all meant to be storytellers. We're all meant to be artists. Yeah, a lot of random downloads lately. Okay, guys, I hope this helps.